Hi, today I want to show you how I use the Zinnia app to keep track of all the recipes that I find, mostly in video form on TikTok, Instagram, everywhere. How I keep track of them using that app, and it's really simple. I hope that you find it useful. Give me just a second to get set up and I'll be right back. Okay, so I hope this setup is going to work okay. I just literally dropped my phone out of my tripod onto the screen and just cracked my screen. So I'm dying a little, but it is what it is. I really want to show you how I keep my recipes. The app that I use is called Zinnia, and I will show you that. First, I want to show you basically where I get recipes is TikTok, Instagram, but most of them are in video. So this is how I switch them over and store them into an app where I have written recipes. I can do screenshots. I can take my own notes because I hardly ever use anything as it's written. I always am missing something, don't like something, want to add something, substitute, whatever. So I like to be able to take my own notes. So we're going to start over with the video. This is just my TikTok, my saved videos. We're going to use this one, which is a video. So first what I do is take a screenshot of what she's, of like the most complete picture of the meal. I would take a screenshot like that. So you can edit it right from the screenshot. Just take the picture, get rid of the ugly junk like that, and save that. And save it to my photos. And the video continues. This particular one, she has the directions on how she did this in the description, so that makes it really easy. So I would take another screenshot of this and edit. So I just have the directions. I'm gonna leave her name also. So there's another picture, and I save that to my photos. And then I come over to my Zinnia app. It looks like this. This is what mine looks like. You can save a lot of notebooks. I use it for all different things, for lists, for my planner. This is how we organize my daughter's graduation announcements. Anything. I make lists for home stuff that I want to do. A lot of things. This is Zinnia. Obviously not sponsored. I have 3 followers. They have no idea who I am, like most people don't. But anyway, this is my food notebook. So basically what it is, it's almost like just a notebook. You can add pages to it. You can delete pages. There's different types of pages. You can have plain, you can have a dot grid, a regular grid, lined paper. Obviously you can see you can change the covers of your notebooks, label them however you want to label them. I always keep, this is my sheet of paper in the front, and this is where I would write my plan for the week. And I don't plan like Monday we're gonna have this, Tuesday we're gonna have this. I just go through my recipes, what I have in my pantry, my refrigerator, and make a list of meals that I want to make for the week. That way we can kind of decide as the day goes. I feel like having chicken today. I feel like having stir fry, whatever. We just kind of choose as the day or what we have time for or what I've forgotten to pull out of the freezer to defrost and I have to change my plan. Goes like that. So, and like I said, this is my plan. This is how I modify it because my daughter is vegetarian. So I try to pick recipes that I can make for my husband and myself and also modify easily for her to eat. So, and I have these in different categories. This is my main dishes. I have bowls, which I'm kind of obsessed with bowls. They've become such a thing on TikTok. bowls, crock pot recipes, some soups, salads, and you can move these pages around. You just oops, hold on to them. You can move these around. Anyway, that's how I organize them. So those are some of the recipes that I've saved. So what we want to do to transfer that recipe that I just grabbed from TikTok and put it in here is I need a piece of paper to put it on, create a new page, and then you go in here and find the screenshots that I just took. So this one and this one, and you want to add those, and then you just kind of tap and you can move the picture around. You can resize it, and then tap this screenshot and resize it a little bit. And then what I would do is kind of write what it is a little larger so that when I'm scrolling my recipes, I can easily see, oh yeah, this was, a chicken meal prep. So I would label it here. I can write notes, anything that I wanted to write. These are your writing utensils. So I could write, any notes here that I wanted to write. If I substitute something, if I think, oh, this would look really good, but I want to use asparagus instead of broccoli, whatever. You can write your notes over here, anything like that. But I would label it so that I can more easily see it when it's in these. And then it always adds to the very bottom. So then you just have to grab this and you can move it up to the category that it goes in. But that way, like, I've got this labeled larger so I can see what it is. Buffalo meatballs, crock pot beef and broccoli. Just so it's easier when I'm scrolling, I can see what it is. But that's how I do it. Like meatball surprise. This is one we have regular. I call it surprise because I never have the same vegetables. Sometimes we use rice if I have rice. Sometimes I use sweet potatoes if I have sweet potatoes. It's always a surprise what might end up in this bowl. But I kind of just generally, because this one didn't have written recipe with it or written directions, I just make my own meatballs, sweet potatoes, or rice, peppers and onions we like, pineapple chunks if I have them. A little drizzle of hot honey is really good on this, but it's always a surprise. Same thing over here. And some of these I don't need a recipe for, but if I don't see it, sometimes I don't think of it. I don't know how many recipes I've made one time and then never made again because I forgot, or I don't remember where I found the recipe. That happens to me a lot. So I don't need a recipe for taco bowls, but having it here, then I can see the ingredients that I'd like to use for it. And it just makes it easier for me to list what I need in my grocery list, or I can go through this and think, I have a lot of these vegetables I need to use up. This is a good idea. I'm going to use this week. Then, I would come over here and just kind of write my list. I would write over here what I might substitute for my daughter, Taylor. If there's a ground fake beef that I found, I think it's from Gardein, that I would use in like tacos for her. And that's how I do it. Like this one is a pepper steak. She had the directions written out, so I just grabbed the screenshot of those. I grabbed the screenshot of the video so I can see what it is. I wrote it larger so that I can easily see it as I'm scrolling. Chipotle bowls. Again, it didn't have a written recipe, so I just wrote out what we like to use in it, and it just helps me remember. I put a little sticker of a heart there because it is one of our favorites. It's easy to modify for all of us, and we all like it. Crock pot recipes, same thing. This is a super easy one. Kibasi, green beans, potatoes. You can either throw it in the crock pot. I've done it on the stovetop too for a couple hours. I actually like it better on the stove. Sometimes the crock pot overcooks things, in my opinion, or I just leave them in there for too long. But I just wrote out, it's really easy to add your notes, which I like to do. And I'm sorry if you can hear my cat. He's in a bedroom because our puppy wouldn't leave him alone. So that is that. It's really easy. It's how I organize videos and turn them into screenshots and put them all in one place. I'm sure there are other apps now that are probably easy. They're more tech savvy than I am, so this is just what I like to do. And plus, like I said, I like to make my own notes. So that is how I do it. Another really quick way on this, because you can add screenshots. This is how this is our bedroom. These are all screenshots of like our sheets, our comfort, our quilt, the pillows that we have, pictures, but you can kind of put them all together like a design board or a mood board or whatever. You can make collages. This is how I kind of picture whether or not I would like green painted on the bottom of our cabinets. Our cabinets are all white. I just found a picture on Pinterest or online somewhere, I don't know, and just stuck it in there just to give me an idea of what green would look like. So, our living room. Anyway, that is the Zinnia app. Not sponsored. If I can figure out how to link it in the description, I will link it so that hopefully it will be useful for you as well. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you next time.